Why do most realtors lose listings? This is a common problem that I hear so many times, is that agents are going up against other people and they lose the listing and they can't quite figure out why. So what I want to do today is I want to break down the 6 reasons why most realtors do not win listings and how to make sure that you overcome them. What's up guys, it's Mike Sherrard. Incredibly excited to talk to you about this topic because I to date have not lost a listing presentation to any single agent, and it's because I've understood these 6 things. Now if you do get value from this video, all that I ask is a thumbs up. It really inspires me to keep putting out content every single week for you. So let's get into the first thing. Number 1, most agents can't clearly define their value proposition. Listen, if you cannot answer this one question, you are in for a rocky road as a real estate agent. Why would somebody work with you versus the number 1 agent in your market? Think about that for a second. Really take a moment to reflect on that question. Why would somebody work with you versus the number 1 agent in your market? And a lot of people are going to say, well, I just love working with people. I love making such a difference in people's lives. Listen, every agent's going to say that. That's not going to get you anywhere. You need to be able to clearly define your value proposition. For me, if you're wondering, my value proposition has always been leveraging modern social media strategies in order to get more exposure on people's homes. So whenever I'm in a listing presentation and people ask, well, Mike, what are you going to do versus the other 7 people we've talked about? I can clearly not just tell, but show based on my listing presentation exactly how I get more exposure on their property than anyone else in the market because of my unique strategies, all the data, all the analytics, the ability to get your home in front of people that might not be looking for a property or working with an agent, but using my unique strategies, I will get in front of them. So by being able to clearly define what makes me different has allowed me to again separate myself from other people so that I don't blend in with any of the other agents. Number 2 is a really big one. A lot of people speak more than they listen. If you haven't checked out my video about how to win every listing, click the link above and it's going to break down the 6 basic human needs that you really need to understand. This is what Tony Robbins uses. This is what a lot of big entrepreneurs use in order to make sure they win the conversation with anybody. You really need to understand the 6 basic human needs, and that video will explain it. But again, a lot of people just speak. They've got some 1-hour freaking listing presentation and they just vomit information over the potential seller. And the problem with that is that most people don't take a moment to take a step back and learn what they actually care about. You're going to talk to some people that you're going to just spew information, all the edification, all of the awards you've won, all of the market stats, everything about you. But sometimes those people just care about working with somebody that's going to hold their hand and really communicate very thoroughly every single time there's a showing and making sure that they're always kept in the loop. And if you just spew information and boast about yourself and talk about stats and numbers and this, what's going to happen is you're not tapping into what they truly care about, and that's going to push them away. So make sure that you do watch that video that I linked above. It's going to make a massive difference for your listing presentation. But overall, you need to make sure that you listen equally as much or more than you actually speak. Number 3, lack of confidence. I see this a lot. There's a lot of agents, what I'm talking to, even role playing with on my team at EXP, is that they really don't have confidence in what they're saying. And the one that is the most confident is the one that wins. Because here's the thing, when somebody can tell that you deeply believe in what you're saying, they also are more inclined to believe it too. So if somebody asks me, Mike, what are you going to do differently than any other agent in your market? And I say, well, I really like working with people, and I'm really going to try really hard, and I'm just going to do anything else that I possibly can to make sure that I get your listing sold for more money in less time, and I'm just really going to work hard. They're going to be like, well, what the hell? Like, that's what everybody says. But if you come in and somebody says, what are you going to do differently? And you say that I'm going to have the top photographers take photos. I'm going to have the top videographers make a video. I'm going to market your property to be mutually invested by leveraging social media to get more exposure. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And it worked wonders for other listings. It's going to work the same for yours. And if you speak with confidence, they're so much more likely to believe what you're saying and also buy into it as well. So you really need to make sure that you're extremely confident confident in every single thing that you're saying. Number 4, a lot of people tell, don't show. And what I mean by that is, again, why my listing presentation has so many broken down numbers and examples of stuff that I've done for other listings is a lot of people say, well, I'm going to do professional photos for your property. And sometimes that ends up being some agent taking a DSLR camera and taking their own photos. So what I've done is I have side-by-side examples of a terminated listing of what somebody took previously and my professional photos. When some people say, well, I'm going to run Facebook ads for your property and use modern strategies, I show them the data and the numbers to prove the tangible results that I got using those strategies. A lot of people talk and just blow smoke about what they're going to do, and they don't actually show it. So make sure that you show instead of just telling. Number 5 is lacking communication skills. This is one of the biggest skills that you need to develop as a real estate agent, is properly being able to communicate, being able to speak with confidence, being able to speak with conviction, being able to speak very, very clearly so people understand, and not being so soft-spoken and, so timid. You need to also not be so loud and over the top and too much for people to handle. You need to be able to read people. One of the things that a lot of my coaches talk about is matching energy levels. So if somebody's at a 70% energy level, you can't be at 100%. You can't be over the top, over the moon, because you're going to overwhelm them. But also, if you're at 20% and you're very shy and you're very quiet, you're going to underwhelm them and they're going to feel like they're just going to walk all over you. You need to match plus 2 to 5% of somebody's energy level, which means that if they're at a 70, you want to be at about a 75, because the one that has a little bit more energy controls the conversation. And if you have either just a slight bit more and they feel like they can walk all over you, that's not going to go well. So you really need to develop your communication skills, which is why role playing and practicing makes such a big difference. And number 6 is objection handling. A lot of people do not know how to properly handle objections. One of the biggest ones that most realtors struggle with is, can you lower commissions? Will you lower your commissions? A lot of people can't answer that with confidence. Now, I've got a unique script from that I'll share in a different video, but again, make sure that you develop the skills to quickly handle any single objection, because you want to keep the conversation fluid. And if they catch you off guard, if they catch you slipping up, if they catch you fumbling over your words and you really don't know what to say or how to answer that question, they again feel like they can't believe what you're about to say, and they also feel like you don't have a great answer. So make sure that you practice your objection handlers. There's all kinds of different examples out there online, but those are the main 6 reasons why I've seen so many agents struggle to win listing presentations. Because here's the thing, you can win against any agent. I have won against some of the top luxury agents in my city that as a first-year agent, they had 15 to 20 years more experience than I did, and I won $1 million listings over them. If you develop the right skills and you practice these things, and also check out the video that I mentioned previously, you will be able to win any listing, no question about it. So drop a comment below. I'd love to know what you think, if you've had any sort of struggles with listing presentations and how you overcame it, or what your biggest takeaway was. So thanks so much for tuning in. As always, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time.